Hello folks, welcome to part 3 of my Barbarian Prince playthrough. I am the Lone Adventurer. Thank you very much for stumbling your way upon my channel. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, I will pop a link up in the corner and in the description below so you can watch those parts first. Now, it has been quite a while since I played this, so apologies if I'm a little bit rusty. I think I need to really get into it a little bit today and hopefully get a bit more into the rhythm so that we can push forward. Because looking at my notes here, it feels like even though there's been 2 videos already, I haven't really done much. We're on day 4. All we've really done is some running away and crossing a river. So our Barbarian Prince is here. I have put my map and my character sheet, backed it onto some cardboard and cut the corners to make it look pretty. So I feel like my setup is a little bit nicer now. And I think we're just going to try and push on. We are now starting day 5, so we need to decide what we're going to do, and hopefully we don't die, which would be a bit anticlimactic, but entirely in keeping with how this game sometimes goes. This is our endurance up here. We're currently on 4, so not particularly healthy, it has to be said. And I think we're just going to push on. I'm not really sure where we're going exactly, just that we sort of want to see what happens and hopefully something positive will happen and we'll get some cash, because at the moment we've got no cash whatsoever. Probably we need to think about doing some hunting soon because we're on 4 food, but we use 1 food every day. And where are we going to go? Well, we're here in 403. I think we encountered some mercenaries yesterday. There was a leader and a mounted trooper, but nonetheless I still ran away because I'm pretty close to, well, I'm sort of halfway to death at the moment. I think we'll sort of head over to Cymru, which is a town over here, and hopefully along the way I will experience something positive and we'll end up with some money we can spend in Cymru, and hopefully we can heal there in some way. I'm assuming there's some healing stuff you can do. Oh, so we could theoretically just rest where we are to heal some wounds. I didn't know you could do that. I've missed that. Let me have a quick look. Alright, so if we rested, we'd still have to check for an encounter. If there's no event that involves combat or requires us to escape, we can heal 1 wound. 1 glorious wound. Alright, so maybe we'll rest tomorrow, but I feel like right now we should probably just forge ahead and make a teeny weeny bit of progress. So we're going to travel, and we're travelling from here into this hex here, which looks to me like it is still mountains. Alright, so we're leaving some mountains, which means we need to roll to see whether we get lost. And if we roll a 7 or more, then we get lost. Hey, and we're lost. Brilliant, good start. We still need to roll for an event. In the hex we were moving to, which is also mountains. So if we roll a 9 or more, then we still have an event. Nope, no event, so an uneventful day. And in mountains we cannot hunt, so that sucks. And for the day we need to consume some food, and then that's that. So that was a bit disappointing, getting lost there. We're going to move into day 6. And we're going to do it again. We're going to see whether we get lost moving into the mountains. No, we do not get lost. That's good news. So we're moving down that direction. And we need to roll to see if we have an event. No, we don't. Alright, we're still in the mountains, unfortunately, which means we still cannot hunt. So we're going to consume another food. But that's that. That's the end of the day. So moving on to day 7, the last day of our first riveting week in the world of Barbarian Prince. We're going to try and move over here. and I'm trying to work out what sort of landscape that is. It doesn't have the field icon, so I think what we're looking at here is the edge of some forest, I reckon. So we're moving into the woods, but we need to roll on the mountains table to see whether we get lost leaving the mountains. We do not. And then we need to locate the forest table to see what if we have an event moving into the forest. We're going to have an event on a 9 or more. Nope, no event. However, we can hunt in the forest. So we're moving down here. And we're going to do some hunting. So we're going to take our combat skill, which is 7. We're going to add on our current endurance, which is 4. That gives us 11. No, sorry, half of my current endurance, apologies. So half would be 2, so 7, 8, 9. And then we roll this dice and we subtract 9 from the roll. So it doesn't feel like super likely that I'm going to find some food. 7. Alright, unfortunately that means no food, because 7 minus the 9 gives us nothing. Alright, so we are going to unfortunately end up consuming our penultimate portion of food, and that's the end of the day. And then we're going to be moving into week 2, which will hopefully be a slightly more exciting week. I think I might just rest for a day. So when you rest, you don't move, you still have to roll to see if you have an event. So on a 9 or more we will have an event. Nope, no event. And we can still hunt. So let's do another hunt. Again, we're going to roll the dice, subtract 9, and that'll be how much food we get. 7 take away 9 is less than nothing, so we don't get any food. This is rubbish. Alright, so we're going to consume our last portion of food, but because we rested, we are going to go up 1 in our endurance, and then move on to day 2. Alright, day 2, I think we're going to push on, hopefully, unless we get lost, into this forest here. Let's see if we get lost. 8 or more and we get lost. 7, nope. So we move, and then if we get 9 or more, then we have an event. No, no event. Pretty boring trip so far. Okay, now we need to hunt. And we will start starving if this doesn't go our way. So again, we need to roll more than 9. So we need to roll 10 or 11, because I think if you roll 12, you get injured. I think. 6. So that's not getting us any food. Ah, this sucks. So what happens is my ability to carry stuff is halved. I'm not carrying anything at the moment, so that's not really an issue. And my combat skill is also reduced by 1. Alright, and that's the end of day 2. I feel like I've messed up my day tracking somewhere, but never mind. Alright, let's push on. Hope for some better luck. Are we going to get lost leaving the forest? No. And are we going to have an event entering the next bit of forest? No. Riveting viewing, I'm sure you will agree. And we need to attempt a hunt. This time we're adding, what do you do with fractions? We're rounding fractions down. So we're doing 6 and 5 rounded down, which is 2. So now we need to roll more than 8 in order to successfully hunt. Oh, this is annoying. Alright, so no hunting, no successful hunting. So this is day 2 of starvation. Our combat skill is going down to 5. Our load carrying ability is also going down again, but I don't really need to look into that because I'm not carrying anything. Alright, heading into day 4. Shall we rest or shall we push on? Maybe we'll go down into the grassland, see if we have some better luck there. So are we going to get lost leaving the forest on an 8 or more? No, we're not. And we're heading down into a field, which I think is countryside. Alright, so we're going to have an event on a 9 or more. Nope, apparently not. So we're going to move down here and we're going to attempt a hunt once again to see if we can not starve to death. Right. So this time it is going to be rolling more than a 7. Apparently not. Right, so that means that our combat skill is going to go down again to 4. This is our 3rd day of starving. Fun times in the world of Barbarian Prince. Next day, we're going to head up. I'm not sure it's worth, because if we go into the town with no money, I'm not sure what the benefit is. Well, we could seek news and information, or we could seek an audience with the local lord. So I suppose those things could trigger some kind of positive experience. Yeah, you have to spend money if you want to eat. And obviously I don't have any money, and you can't run around town hunting like the local street dogs. That's not really an option. That's sort of frowned upon. So I don't think it's a good idea, basically, until such time as I have at least some food or some money, neither of which I have at the moment. Anyway, I think that's the end of day 5 of week 2. So let's move on to day 6. We're just going to sort of, I guess, just sort of poodle around this bit until such time that something actually happens. I mean, we could continue to head south, I suppose. Get ourselves more towards like the centre. So let's just continue to mooch about. I'm going to head over into this grassland over here. Right, are we going to get lost leaving this hex? No. Alright, are we going to have an event entering this hex on a 9 or more? Oh, look at that, we've actually got an event. Something's actually happening. Everyone, wake up. Let's see what happens. We're going to roll across and then roll down. I think we rolled both dice at once previously, but let's do what it says there. So rolling across, we get column 4. Rolling down, we get item 5. So we've come across some ruins. Interesting. At least something's happening. And we need to turn to event 064 to see what happens in the ruins. You discover hidden ruins. You can undertake a search in them. On any following day you are in the hex, just as if they were ruins marked on the map. Oh, so I've just got to hang out here, and then I can search the ruins on a subsequent day. Alright, fine. Well, let's do a hunt while we're here, shall we? And hopefully prevent our hero from starving to death. So currently on 4 plus 2, so we've got to roll more than 6. That's more than 6, isn't it? Yes, 8. Fabulous. So we get 2 food, and I think we have to immediately consume 1 of them. I haven't worked out what my my reduced load is at the moment that I can carry, but I've only got 1 thing. 1 bit of food, so I'm just going to assume I can carry 1 bit of food. So I'm now not starving, right? Okay, so yes, when I do that, the effects of the starvation is reduced, so our combat skill will go back up. We regain some strength, and we are no longer starving quite as bad. We could eat all the food and recover some more, but I don't have a lot of food, so I feel like I should probably save some for tomorrow. That might not be the right decision, but nonetheless that is the end of day 6, and we're going to move into day 7. So we are going to remain here and search the ruins. So I suppose we can't treat it like a rest, I'm assuming. Yeah, we can't treat it like a rest. We're not resting because we're searching the ruins. So I'm just going to look for the ruins searching rules. So daily action, you spend the day searching ruins with your party. To see what happens during the search, roll 2 dice. 12, that's either going to be good or really bad, right? 12, event 035. I mean, that doesn't sound great. Spell of Chaos. A guardian spell of chaos is activated as your party passes within. You and your entire party become mindless idiots. Fantastic. All wander away, so you lose all followers and possessions except for your own mount. Well, joke's on you, game, because I don't have any followers and I haven't got any possessions. And any wealth and possessions you personally carry, well, I haven't got any. You do not eat an evening meal and begin to suffer the effects of starvation. Fabulous. I know this game is brutal. Feels like a particularly brutal game of this game, though. At the start of tomorrow, roll 1 die and subtract 1 for the number of days you remain mindless and wandering. If the result is 0, you have recovered. If the result is any other number, each day roll 1 die for the direction you mindlessly wander at 1 hex per day. You have no travel events and will not eat. When your mind finally returns, you begin to function normally at the start of the next day. My goodness. So join me for a video of a character mindlessly wandering around. I mean, look, we're right next to this town. You would have thought the inhabitants of the town would put up a sign or something, just warning passers-by that these ruins, you know, potentially could trigger a chaos spell and turn you into a mindless idiot who just wanders around the countryside. I'll mention that to them when I go to the town later, unless of course I die and starve a mindless wandering idiot, which is also possible now. Okay, so we're not going to eat because we're a mindless idiot. We're just going to suffer some starvation. So that's that. Then we're going to end the day. So we're moving on to week 3. Feel like it's not necessarily going to be our week, but you never know. So we're going to start our mindless wandering. So this is day 1 of mindless wandering. So we're going to roll the dice and subtract 1. So if the result is 0, then we have recovered. Hey, look at that. Well, at least it wasn't too much of a mindless wander. So I think I've handled that correctly. I'm going to take that little bit of luck and say that that's that. So I guess our mindless wandering leads us not that far. We remain in the same hex and we recover quite quickly. So our mind returns to us, but we're still not going to eat today. We're going to start behaving normally tomorrow. So that's another day of starvation, taking me down to a combat skill of 3. If anyone attacks me right now, I'm probably going to die. Okay, so we're going on to week 3, day 2. Feeling a little bit dazed after our brief period of mad wandering. I think we're going to just go up here and then we'll go into the town in the next go. I think that's what we'll do. So are we going to get lost moving into the next hex of countryside? 6, 7, 8. No, because it's getting lost on a 9 or more. And are we going to have an event on a 9 or more? 6, 7, 8. So no event. But obviously we are going to try and hunt. That should be quite successful because at the moment we are on 3 plus 2, so we just need to roll more than a 5. There's not much more. 7 gives us 2 food. We need to consume 1, which is going to mitigate the effect of 1 day of starvation. And that is the end of the day. So not particularly exciting, but at least we are improving slightly. I have a load of 10. I can carry 10 points of stuff, and I'm pretty sure each item of food is a load of 1. I think at the moment my load is halved and halved again, and then I guess maybe rounded down. So rounded down to 2 or rounded up to 3, but either way I can carry 2 items of food, so I'm all right at the moment. I feel like, I mean, the rules in this game are very specific, but I suspect I'm getting little bits wrong here and there, but I think the general gist of the game I am getting, and broadly speaking I am right now as successful as the game wants me to be, which is not particularly successful. I'm just about staying alive. I've got no gold at all, and just sort of hobbling around the countryside, not having a very good time. But that's the end of day 2, and we're going to push on into the town. Now, I'm not really sure. I guess you don't roll for an event in town. You can do other stuff. I'll read about it in a second. I need to make sure I'm not getting lost leaving the countryside. I'm not. That's fine. So we are moving into the town. Right, and in the town, these are the actions I can do. Well, I've already travelled to a new hex. See, I'm a bit hazy on this. I'm not 100% sure whether I need to roll for like an event, or whether the event is succeeded or by a town action. So I think that's what I'm going to say. Rather than doing a travel event, because I've gone into a town, it's actually going to be a town action. And I think the town action I'm going to do is to seek news and information. So we've got a table here for seeking news and information. In this daily action, you spend the day in taverns, streets and the market talking and learning. Roll 2 dice and consult the listing below. I can spend some gold pieces to increase. And if my wit and wiles is 5 or higher, I can add +1 to the dice roll. Well, my wit and wiles is 4, so hopefully I will just roll something high. 6, 7, 8. Rubbish. A cut purse picks your pocket. You lose half your wealth. Okay, I mean, it's all a bit random, really. I was thinking that maybe the higher you roll, the better the thing that happens. And it does look like if you roll 11 or 12, 10 or 11 or 12, then something cool does happen. But that didn't happen to me. I rolled an 8. Which means I lose half my wealth. Again, joke's on that guy, because I haven't got any wealth in his face. So I think I have to spend the night on the streets because I can't afford to stay anywhere. Obviously I can't hunt, so I'm going to have to consume one of my food. That does mean my starvation effect improves slightly. Oh, that was day 2. That we were just having there. No, it wasn't, was it? This was day 3. I forgot to move that on twice. So, I mean, are we going to stay in Cymru for one more day, seek an audience with the local lord, and maybe experience something positive? Doesn't feel like that's very likely at this point, but let's give it a go. Let's stick around for day 4, and rather than resting, which would probably be a good idea, we're going to seek an audience with the local lord. Alright, so seeking an audience at any town. Spend the day trying to gain admission to the hall or court for an interview with the town mayor, high priest of the temple, or the castle lord. So I guess it's the town mayor. I'm going to roll 2 dice. That is a 10. 10. Audience permitted. Event 156. Okay. I mean, knowing my luck, he's going to take one look at me and decide that I need to be strung up or something. Audience with the town mayor. You have private discussions with the mayor. Roll 1 dice. Here we go. 2. He hears your story but remains stony-faced, unwilling or unable to help. However, you are free to seek audiences with him again any day. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Wonderful. I guess that's just the way Barbarian Prince goes quite a lot of the time. At least that's the way I'm finding it. So I think we'll stop there, folks, and we will continue the adventures of the Barbarian Prince in the next video. But thank you very much for watching so far. I mean, if you've made it this far, then you're the sort of person who doesn't mind watching an adventure game where a down on his luck adventurer doesn't really do much. But there you go. We will continue on in a future video. Thank you very much for watching if you've made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.